Hey everyone, Shadow Rockets here, and on today's episode of Halo Lore, I'm going to be talking about the Jiralhanae, or Brutes. Now, for gameplay today, I have Doom gameplay. I was just kind of playing that first little demo, which is I guess the first mission. I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit odd moving around so quickly. You'll see me kind of bouncing around and moving all weird just because I don't know, I felt super mobile, hyper mobile even hyper mobile even. So hope you enjoyed that gameplay. It was fun to play. It was an interesting game. I enjoyed it. I don't think I'll be buying it, but I did enjoy what I played. Now I want to get into talking about Brutes. Now, part of this is going to sound a little bit scripted, and that is because it kind of is. I'm going to be reading off a lot of information, and so bear with me for those parts. It's just, I got a lot to tell you about. I do want to go ahead and I found the average height and weight, and I thought that was kind of interesting. The average height is 8 foot 5 inches, or 259 centimeters, to about 9 feet 2 inches, or 280 centimeters. The average weight is about 1,125 pounds, or 510 kilograms, to about 1,500 pounds to 680 kilograms. So that was pretty interesting. The Latin word for Jiralhanae or Brutes is Cervus Fero or Cervus Ferox. I don't want to butcher that, so I'm going to pronounce it both ways, but I'm pretty sure it's Fero. Translated to wild slave. And that's kind of interesting because talking about the culture of Brutes, they are just a pack-based culture. They love their packs. They're very I don't want to say old-timey in like tribal, but in a sense sort of. They did actually manage to become a spacefaring race on their own, but then they threw themselves into a nuclear holocaust and essentially wiped out almost all of their initial progress. And so they were just getting back up to that point again when the Covenant took them in. And then, of course, they were adopted, and they adopted all of the Covenant technologies, and, of course, now they're spacefaring. They are above, like, grunts and jackals and whatnot, but they are below elites and the prophets. So that's kind of where they are with regards to placement, but also, sorry, my kitten is going crazy. If you might recall from Halo 2, the Brutes did manage to leap the elites, or the Sangheili in general, in the stature of the Covenant, when High Prophet Truth decided the elites are not as driven to follow orders, essentially. So definitely using or taking advantage of that tribal instinct and that follower instinct to rule the universe. So I do want to go into the government and social structure of the Brute culture. Brutes have a fierce pack culture and lineage, a close-knit affair that ties each member to another and forces them into varying states of rage, known as berserking, and desperate mourning for their fallen packmates should one die in the midst of battle. What a pack member kills may be the food of the pack. Each pack is led by a prominent Brute chieftain, and that chieftain wields a ceremonial gravity hammer passed from one leader to another upon his death to denote status. A Brute becomes a pack chieftain of the Jiralhanae by challenging the current chieftain to a mortal duel. The victor claims the title after executing the other. The chieftain rules his pack like his own little empire. Their warrior culture is extremely patriarchal, with a rank measured by success on and off the battlefield, unlike the Sangheili. It is unlikely, given their combative and aggressive nature, that the Jiralhanae have a single cohesive government. Instead, Brutes society can be viewed as an extension to the simple pack structure, but with a number of different levels. So up at the smallest point of this pack structure, we have actual packs, They range in size and importance, with less important packs made up of largely two different of the main forces of brutes. They kind of split into alpha tribes and whatnot. But they do have forces in these packs led by low-ranked brutes, and more important packs led by war chieftains and comprised of more experienced veteran brute bodyguards. We have master packs, more military-oriented groups. Master packs are, I should say, comprised of smaller packs. Prior to contact with the Covenant, rival master packs reduced brute society to a pre-industrial level through warfare, the nuclear holocaust I mentioned earlier. And then there are alpha tribes, and these seem to be the political body of the brutes, and they're comprised of the smaller master packs and led by alpha brutes. Now, I do want to go ahead and for a second maybe mention the technology of brutes. Like I said before, they managed to get to a spacefaring group, or spacefaring level, but they took themselves out. Most of their weapons are very crude. They all have swords and are pretty much all named after ways of essentially killing somebody, or causing injury to somebody. They did manage to make their own version of the plasma rifle, which the Sangheili refused to use and thought was very brutal. As for religion, brutes were required to join the Covenant to convert to the Prophet's religion of worshipping the Forerunners. Previously, their culture revolved around the worship of totems and idols, but they made swift converts. They were actually the most adherent and fanatical members of the Prophet's faith, although they seem to hold little to no concept of sanctity, if you remember Tartarus handling the oracle and just kind of throwing them around. They're extremely zealous creatures, known for their willingness to cling to ancient bloody traditions, and are deep believers in the promise of the Great Journey and the Forerunners. But despite their devotion, the brutes are quite intelligent, even though they don't really appear to be so. Brutes generally have Latin-sounding names, such as Tartarus and Bractanus. In Contact Harvest, it is revealed that the "us" at the end of their name is an honor denoting maturity or experience in battle, similar to the "e" suffix on Sangheili names. However, it is possible that different naming conventions are used among different tribes, as evidenced by the names of Gargantum and Parabum. So, friends, I hope that... Oh, sorry, fun fact. The brutes were actually taken by the Forerunners, a couple of them, during the firing of the halos, or the halo rings, in order to save them, and then they were later placed back onto their main planet to repopulate, and that's Doisak. So I thought that was pretty interesting when I was reading it. I really, really, really want to go further into the Foreigners, so that will probably be next time. Even the precursors, probably. Anyway, friends, I hope you enjoyed this. I thought that it was interesting learning about the brutes. I found out that, it kind of makes sense, that they have a patriarchy. The women are just kind of homebodies. I don't really know what a woman brute would look like, but I'm kind of afraid to find out. So maybe that's best left to your own eyes to try and find on the dark parts of the internet. Anyway, friends, I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Shadow Rockets out.